Hello and welcome back to the Daily Crisis. Today we are wasting absolutely no time because we are about to talk about all the updates and reveals announced at Ministravaganza 2025. There's so much to cover and not a second to waste, so let's get right into it. We got a wave of exciting new character reveals, some huge rulebook changes, brand new Crisis cards, and the fall 2025 character updates. I'll be going over those character updates in a separate video because there's a lot to unpack and I want to dive deep into every change. To kick things off, let's talk about all the character reveals coming in Marvel Crisis Protocol. The first big set of reveals came from Iron Lad, Monger, Kang the Conqueror, and Rescue Box. This box has been heavily anticipated by the community, and we got 3 out of the 4 characters shown. Starting with Iron Lad, and a quick apology for the lower quality card image here, he comes in as a 3-threat character with a 4-3-3 defensive stat line. He's 6 health on both sides, size 2, and a medium move. His first attack is a ranged 3/5 dice builder that gains power for damage dealt. It also has a wild discombobulate trigger for where each wild in the attack roll, the defender gains slow or stun. That is a very strong into opponents who rely heavily on mobility or power economy. He also comes with a range 4 dice energy attack that gains a power after the attack and has a wild size 3 push. It's good utility, nothing crazy, but definitely useful. His spender, the once and future Iron Lad, costs 3 power, is range 3, 7 dice, and allows Iron Lad to reroll any number of dice, giving him a surprisingly high damage ceiling. His superpowers give him even more versatility. Neurogenic Armor lets him spend 1 power to remove a damage or a special condition once per turn, which is great for shaking off things like stagger. Strength Actuators allows him to spend 2 power to throw a size 2 or smaller terrain piece within 2, which is always helpful for displacement and chip damage. And Temporal Divergence gives him the ability to spend 2 power when defending to reroll 2 of the attacker's dice. That is incredibly strong defensive tech that can really mess with your opponent's triggers. Overall, Iron Lad looks like a very well-rounded and flexible 3-threat. Moving on to Ironmonger, who is the first 3-threat character ever released on a large base, which is already pretty exciting. He has a 3/3/3 defensive stat line with 6 health on his healthy side and 5 on his injured. And he moves small. His first attack is a ranged 3/5 dice strike where you choose whether it's physical or energy, and he gains power equal to damage dealt. His spender, titled Aggressive Acquisition, is a ranged 2 7 dice that costs 4 power. It has a wild size 3 medium throw, and on a crit hit trigger he can take an asset or civilian token the defender is holding and move it to himself. That makes him incredibly disruptive as he can throw someone and steal their point in one activation. He even has a range 1 bump for 2 power, which is very strong, especially on a large base. On top of that, he has his onboard tactical computer, which allows him to spend 2 power when attacking or defending to reroll 2 dice, giving him both offensive consistency and a little bit of tankiness. His reinforced armor plating lets him reduce damage by 1 to a minimum of 1. He's confirmed to be in Criminal Syndicate, and he is absolutely going to be a staple there, especially under Kingpin. Next up, we have my favorite reveal out of Ministravaganza, Rescue, who has been announced as the first healer-focused character in MCP, and her stat card definitely shows it. She has a 4/3/3 defensive stat line with 5 health on her healthy side and 6 on her injured. She's a 3-threat, size 2 medium mover. Her first attack is a range 4, 5 dice and gains a power, but the damage caps at 1. The highlight, though, is the hit trigger, Medic. After the attack, she can choose an allied character within range 3 and either remove a special condition or remove a damage for each hit in the attack roll. Healing is underrated in MCP, and Rescue brings it a ton. Her spender is a beam 4, 7 dice attack that costs 4 power, and has a wild stun trigger. Though realistically, she'll probably want to spend her power on her superpowers instead. Her kit is loaded with utility. Life Support System lets her shake a condition for 1 power. Medivac is one of the wildest superpowers in the game. For 3 power and an action, Rescue can advance long, then choose an allied character within 2 who already has an activated token, and place them within 1. After that, she removes 2 damage or a special condition from them. It's incredibly thematic and extremely helpful for big bruisers like Hulk or She-Hulk. She also has a reactive superpower that allows her to spend 2 power when she or an allied character within 3 is targeted by a physical or energy attack, or a dodge roll, adding 2 dice to their defense or dodge. And the Rescue armor gives her a built-in damage reduction to a minimum of 1. It also lets her gain a power whenever she removes a damage or condition from an ally. She is confirmed to be an A-Force and looks like a very high ceiling support piece with a very strict power economy. Now, although we didn't get to see Kang the Conqueror's character card, we did get to see some incredibly interesting team tactic cards tied to him. The first is Chronal Manipulation. You play during the first deployment by choosing a round on the mission tracker and placing a time stream token on it. Then the card returns to your pool. During the power phase, Nathaniel Richards can play 4 power to play this card. If it's the chosen round, you get to apply 2 effects to an allied character. If not, you only get 1. Those effects include removing up to 2 damage or conditions, placing the character within range 2, or giving them 2 power. This card is extremely thematic and rewards timing, though 4 power is a heavy cost early on, so you're likely to use it in round 3 or 4. The second card is Steel from the Future, which is even more bizarre. You play it during the deployment, and whenever Nathaniel Richards would suffer damage, you can put that damage onto the card instead. During each cleanup phase, before scoring VPs, he can suffer damage to remove it from the card. But during scoring, you lose 1 VP for each damage on the card to a minimum of 0. If the card reaches 5 or more damage, then, during the cleanup phase, you choose an allied Nathaniel Richards who isn't dazed or KO'd, and push every character on the board towards him small. And then he is KO'd. It opens up some wild play patterns where Kang can heal himself up with Patch Up or with Rescue to manipulate his damage economy. Interestingly enough, both of these cards can be used by Iron Lad, and Steel from the Future is a Cabal affiliated card, which may hint at Kang's eventual placement. We also got painted model reveals for Quasar, Moondragon, and Adam Warlock. We only saw Adam Warlock's card, but he is absolutely one of the most controversial reveals so far. He is a 7-threat character with a 3-4-3 defensive stat line, 7 health on his healthy side and 8 on his injured. His first attack is a range 3 6 dice builder, where before damage dealt, the defender loses 1 power for each wild rolled, and Adam Warlock gains that much power. His spender is a range 4 9 dice attack that costs 5 power, throws size 4 or less medium after the attack, and has a wild Avatar of Life trigger that lets him heal allied characters within range 4 or remove conditions based on wilds rolled. It's incredibly strong, especially with a range 4 throw. His superpowers make him even scarier. Universal Translation lets him place within 2 for 2 power. Cosmic Energy Construct lets him or an allied character within range 4 spend 2 power to gain 2 extra dice when targeted. Chronokinesis allows him to make both the attacker and defender reroll all dice at the end of the modified dice step, which is basically a built-in recalibration matrix. Being of immeasurable power gives him a flat damage reduction of 1 and allows him to hold 2 Infinity Stones. He also has a special soul gem that costs 0 threat and lets him gain a power, remove conditions, or heal whenever a non-grunt character is dazed or KO'd. It also prevents him and allies within 4 from losing power from enemy effects. He seems strong but not broken. He's very flavorful, and I love the life versus death theme against Thanos. The last character card reveal we saw was for Valkyrie and Elendil. They're a 4-threat character with 6 health and a 4-3-3 defensive stat line. With a medium move, their first attack is a range 2 5 dice attack with a hit elusive trigger. They also have a builder that gains power, and if they've been advanced or placed, they add 3 dice to the attack. And they have a wild vault trigger that places them within 2 of the defender. Their spender is a range 3 5 dice attack for 4 power, but they add dice equal to the defender's threat value, and it has a double hit stagger trigger. They also have a range 2 3 power place, and the Need a Lift superpower, where if they start a move within range 2 of an allied character size 3 or smaller, they can place that character within 2 after finishing the move. This is great for helping Asgard's big models get into the fight. Guardian of Valhalla also gives them power and healing when an allied non-grunt character is dazed or KO'd. They're very fast, durable, and hit hard, and the model looks absolutely fantastic. Next, AMG revealed the new X Factor Affiliation pack, featuring Danny Moonstar, Havoc, Jubilee, and Multiple Man. Both Havoc and Multiple Man will have their own leaderships, and AMG said the two will be starkly different, which is extremely exciting. After that, they announced new Sentinels, Bastion, Nimrod, and Omega Sentinel, finally giving the Sentinel some much-needed love. Bastion brings a new leadership designed specifically to help deal with these mutants. Alongside these reveals, AMG announced the Tolerance's Extinction Crisis Card Pack. This pack introduces a brand new type of extracts called Source Tokens. Source Tokens represent objects that create or store items. When a character interacts with the source token, they flip it to the exhausted side and pick up the set aside asset or civilian token. Those tokens disappear at the end of the round, so characters must return to the source to grab another one if they want to keep scoring. This opens up some very dynamic, aggressive extract plays. They also showed off new zone tokens for secures. These tokens have a 90-degree arc marked on them, and any character within range 3 and inside that arc is affected, which completely changes how players position and contest. I'll go more in depth with them in another video when we see the full releases. That pack also comes with Prime Sentinels, which share the same stat card, much like the original 2 Sentinel Mark IVs, and you can use 2 of them in a squad. AMG also announced several repackaging boxes, combining older models. Captain America and the Avengers combines 3 boxes and includes Sam Wilson Cap, War Machine, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and She-Hulk. Hard to Hit combines 2 boxes with Shang-Chi, Namor, and Black Panther Chosen of Bast. X-Fiends and Foes combines 4 boxes featuring Juggernaut, Omega Red, Shadow King, and Mr. Sinister. And the members of the Brotherhood pack includes Wanda, Quicksilver, Pyro, and the Blob. They also announced the Sentinel Affiliation pack, which includes 2 Mark IVs, a Prime Mark IV, and Cassandra Nova. Then, they gave us new information about the leader, Red Hulk, and Sensational She-Hulk. The major reveal here is that Red Hulk is getting his own leadership and will bring a completely new affiliation to the game. It could be the Thunderbolts, it could be the Gamma affiliation. We'll find out soon. Onslaught was also announced and shown with the incredible model, though they confirmed he won't be arriving until late 2026. A Dark Dimension terrain set was revealed as well, coming in 3 packs and bundled with new one-shot cards. Following that, AMG showed off Blackheart, Jack-O-Lantern, and Orb, 3 spooky, very exciting characters. Hulking, Wiccan, and Speed were also announced, bringing the Young Avengers into the game. And finally, America Chavez, Patriot, and Kate Bishop were confirmed, adding even more fan-favorite heroes to Marvel Crisis Protocol. Now, let's talk about the November 2025 Crisis cards. Lockdown, Security Systems Breakout, and Jailbreak Leads to Mass Mutant Escape are the 2 new Secure and Extract Crisis cards, and they're designed to be played together. In Lockdown, characters can contest prison block tokens from range 2, creating huge scoring areas. At the end of each round, 1 prison block will lock down, forcing characters to rotate and reposition constantly. Standing near the center helps you reach multiple blocks, but exposes you to danger. Jailbreak uses the new source tokens, in this case, cells, which characters need to interact with to pick up prisoners. Prisoners drift toward the center of the map, so characters who end up running away will end up losing them. This crisis forces fights across all 4 corners of the board, and drags the action towards the middle as the players jockey for control. These 2 crisis cards are the first of 10 in the upcoming crisis card pack, and they're immediately legal for standard play. Now, let's talk about the core rule changes. First, throw damage is now flat 3, no matter the size of the thrown terrain or the character. Size 1 terrain becomes more impactful, size 3 and up becomes less punishing, and brace for impact becomes far less essential. Boards also become more interesting because players no longer fear placing too many size 4 pieces. Magneto gets a slight buff because he can throw size 1 terrain for cheap, but low physical defense model like Maximus the Mad also benefit because there's less guaranteed damage coming their way. The second major change is to mission building. Players must now bring 5 extracts and 5 secures. For each category, you draw 2 at random, and your opponent picks one that will be played, and vice versa. This prevents strict crisis advantage and forces players to build broader rosters. It also means we'll finally see crisis cards that haven't been played in ages. The third change is the second priority roll. After deployment, players roll again to determine who goes first. This means players can no longer plan their deployment around guaranteed priority. The fourth change is that beams and area attacks no longer deal damage to allied characters. This is a huge quality of life improvement and makes these attacks far less punishing to use. All of these changes feel extremely healthy for the game and should shake up the board state and competitive play in a big way. There were also a number of character changes revealed, but I'll be covering those in a separate video for you guys, coming soon. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on it. And with that, that covers everything you need to know coming out of Ministravaganza 2025.